Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Middle School Band. Here we go. The first piece we'll be performing for you tonight is a piece called African Sketches. It's going to really show how far these guys have come as musicians as we are jumping around in different time signatures, different key signatures, playing some polyrhythms against other beats, and we really hope that's my man. He knows part of it. We really hope you enjoyed as much as we had the fun of playing it for you. African Sketches. In his time, Mozart wrote over 40 symphonies, and it's because he worked for the man. He worked for an archbishop. He was an underwriter. So anytime someone came to visit, anytime they needed music for anything, like, Mozart, write me a song. On the contrary, Beethoven just got to write symphonies whenever he felt like it. So he only has 9. And in his 9th, I'm sure many people already know, Beethoven was deaf from the late era of his work. 9 completely deaf. So this piece, which we're about to play, Beethoven completely deaf. And as the story goes, he finished conducting it and was scared to turn around because he had no idea what the reception was by the crowd. You guys will recognize it. Beethoven's 9th Symphony. Thank you very much. I actually knew that you guys liked that one. I could tell. This last song, we've actually had a lot of fun, mostly with just pronouncing it. Everyone's got a different one. What do you guys say? Call it one more. Go ahead. We're going to play that one for you right now. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, your middle school band. Thank you very much. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the middle school chorus under the direction of Mrs. Heather Currett and her accompanist / piano mover, Mrs. Becky Scully. You're going to help with that the rest of the night. Mr. Williams is more than willing to help, right? You move the piano. Gotcha. Mrs. Currett, they're all yours.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Our middle school chorus will be performing two pieces, but that's a little bit deceptive, since our first piece is Go the Distance from the movie Hercules, written by Alan Menken and David Zippel, and our second piece is Fulfilling a Lifelong Dream of Mine. From the time I first saw the movie Annie in 1982, when I was 9 years old, you can do the math, I really desperately wanted to work on a production of Annie, and after leaving teaching theater, realized that dream had not yet come to fruition. But it will tonight, because we are doing a medley of Annie's songs as our second piece. Thank you. Oh, for our first piece, Mrs. Spolin taught us the American Sign Language for Go the Distance. And tonight it will be led by Jessie Putman and Jillian Dunlap. Thank you.
I have
teaching us, and Jesse and Jillian for leading, and Jillian for leading it in a pitch. So our next piece is the Annie medley, and the choreography for this was crafted by two of our 8th grade students, Kylie Sneed and Amber O'Sullivan. And there's a false ending. I need to let you know, when the upper school chorus has been rehearsing in the same room as us, they start clapping right after Hard Knock Life. That's not the end. Just so you know. So we're forewarned. Momoshikiya. I surveyed the students at the end of the first semester and asked them what kinds of songs they would like to work on in chorus, and they expressed something in a different language, but most of the Chinese students didn't want us to speak Chinese. So I picked Japanese, and then made the mistake of not bothering to check and see how old the Japanese poem was, and it's 900 years old. So our Japanese student, Misa Taguchi, helped us with the Japanese, but it's not contemporary spoken Japanese. So she had to do some research, and she helped us out a lot. So upper school chorus is on their way. And accompanying us on Momoshikiya is Sylvia Zhao. Oh, and I forgot to mention, on the finger cymbals, Gavin Maloney.
Momoshikiya, Kuruki no Hibana.
1992 when I was a college student in the Mariah Carey Unplugged special. It's I'll Be There, and we hope you enjoy.
In the late 1800s, a very popular style of music was called the patrol, and there was an American composer named F.W. Beecham, and he wrote a very popular one called American Patrol. You'll recognize that it comes with a lot of different themes, a lot of different parts. How the patrol theme works is you imagine yourself standing somewhere And off in the distance is a large army, and you hear the drums start, and then they get closer, and then you hear them right in front of you, and then they march and go away. This was revisited by Glenn Miller, who added a little, hey, put this at the end because I'm Glenn Miller, and let's put them right back in your face. So we're going to kind of do that version where they're far, they're close, they're far, they're in your face. After we mentions American Patrol. Hi guys. We have more music for you, but before we continue and play, we have more music. Relax. We do want to honor a few people who have put in a ton of service here at the Academy. Tonight in the music world, it's senior night. So we are going to bring them out here, let you meet them, let you see who they are. Come on out, you guys. And this is going to be an honor. They've been doing this for a long, long time. Seniors, come on out.
had 4 seniors in band and chorus total. This year we have 18. 18 seniors in band and chorus. So we want to recognize them, we have a little something for them, and of course we send them with our best wishes. Helping us present awards to seniors tonight are Maddie Delaney and Jeff Cartwright, who are section leaders in our upper school chorus. So, our first senior concert participant is Annalise Batchelor. And of course I put the gifts in no kind of order. So I'm trusting on Maddie and Jeff's reading ability. Annalise is right here on the end. Annalise, who just joined us senior year in chorus. Annalise, where are you going next year?
University of Chicago.
University of Chicago. And next, a young man who, when I first met, it was when I was working summer program, and he came up to here on me. I am now up to about here on him. Samuel Taylor Bell is a senior. And Sam, where are you off to next year?
Drake University.
Drake University. Clearly, Drake University. I met Adam Zwick when he was a freshman in high school. And he's in both chorus and band. And Adam, next year you are heading to?
Butler University.
Butler University in New York. Jeffrey Eichinger, I have many stories about. I remember him as being a little guy, and now, again, much taller than me. And Jeff is next year off to?
Washington University in St. Louis.
Washington University. Elena Heath. Who I asked, I think it was just this week, if she still goes by Ellie. That's part of the challenge of knowing these kids since they were very little, is their nicknames might not be the same. And next year you're heading to?
Loyola.
And JJ Jimenez is not with us tonight, so we'll move on to Joanna Kringle, who I assume still goes by Joey, since that's what her laminated bookmark says. She'll at least go by it for tonight. And next year you are off to?
Indiana University.
And Joey just joined chorus this year and is a staple in our alto section. So thank you, Joey. Yushi is not here tonight. You heard his talents on the finger cymbals. We all know who that is. And I've known Gavin also since he was in preschool, and his favorite song was Shake My Sillies Out at that point. It no longer is, I don't think.
Edgewood College in medicine.
Edgewood College, excellent. Brittany didn't leave us, here she is. Brittany also just joined chorus as a senior and has a beautiful voice. She should have joined much sooner. And next year you are off to?
Vanderbilt University.
Claire also had to leave us, which makes my segue perfect, because rooming with Brittany next year at Vanderbilt will be Ms. Amber Payne. Vanderbilt University. Nina also joined us this year in the alto section. And Nina, next year you're off to?
Claremont McKenna in California.
Bernadette. Bernadette I've known since she was teeny tiny, and Bernadette next year will be heading to?
Monmouth College.
Awesome. Jamie, who I've known since Jamie was very, very little, and Jamie next year will be heading to?
Moraine Valley.
I got to meet this young man in middle school, and he's right here. An excellent musician who often hid his talent under a bushel. So we're awfully glad that he's in band and chorus, and next year he's heading to?
Belmont University.
Greg Wittenberg.
and from what I hear, quite the musical talent. Jonathan next year is leaving us and heading to
DePaul University.
And again, someone I've known since she was a little teeny bunny. It makes it a little bit sad. But we're so excited for them. And Olivia next year is heading to
UIC.
So we thank our awfully large, it's a really nice blessing to have, our awfully large senior contingent of our bands and choruses. Thank you. We also have a number of adults who helped us tonight. Without them, this would not have been possible. So we have gifts backstage for Mrs. Bergen, who's up in the booth. We have a gift for Mr. Wayman, who made all the lights look so pretty. I don't even know if you can see the ones behind you. They look super cool. And of course for Mrs. Peggy Skolin, without whom our choruses would be in really deep trouble. I can pick out middle C, and then I have to count up from there. I read music, but I sure don't play the piano. When Mrs. Skolin was out for 3 days, we felt her loss greatly. So thank you to Mrs. Skolin as well.
A little bit earlier today, you heard the accolades of Barry Gordy, who ran Motown Records. And how that worked was he had some hired guns down the basement. They were called the Funk Brothers. He had them down in the bottom of the snake pit. They were paid musicians. He went to jazz clubs and just found the best of the best. James Jamerson, a couple other guys. And they just played on everyone. So the Supremes, the Temptations, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, all those guys had the same band. It was the Funk Brothers. Down south, there was another group of people who played with Stax Records. And that group of guys was known as the Blues Brothers. And that was a house band too. Donald Duck Dunn, guitar, Matt Murphy. Out west, you had the Wrecking Crew, which did stuff with like the Beach Boys. So there was a lot of just paid to play musicians. They got paid $100 a day. They got no rights. So all those #1 hits, James Jamerson should have more #1 hits than any other musician. He just wasn't recognized because he was a paid to play musician. He wrote all those bass lines, all those funk hits. He wrote the Jackson 5 numbers, all those ones you hear normally. Donald Duck Dunn wrote the ones called the Blues Brothers. The reason I'm talking about this right now is because we're about to do a medley of Blues Brothers songs. So my contingent of hired guns are behind me. Hope you enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blues Brothers. You got this. Keep going. Full upper school band, ladies and gentlemen, take it out. Yeah, take it out, take it out. Thank you very much.